And there's one of these white-head ladies from Arizona. This grows wild in the desert. This has little plants that you can get water out of if you're starting. What kind of a plant are you touching?
It's a branch.
But what is the fruit? What is the
kiwi, dear.
The kiwi. The kiwis come off of that? Like you had at breakfast? A kiwi. I had a kiwi. Well, we're at the Funchal airport in Madeira, leaving for Lisbon in about 2 hours. Airplane landing from Lisbon, probably. Very short runway. They've added about 700 meters, I think they said, over the water, because they had a crash here in '95, killed 45 people, so they extended the runway for the third time. And you can see the beautiful hills here. Control tower. I think I'm facing west now. The sun is coming up. People out here on this observation platform. I think those are sound barrier. I thought it was a man-made soccer field from a distance, but as you can see, there's houses in there, so it's probably some kind of a plastic sound barrier where wind can get through. How was Madeira?
It's actually very beautiful. We just didn't get to feel it yet.
We need another 2 days here, huh?
I think you need probably 3-4 days here.
Well, maybe we come here for a week on a cruise sometime.
Don't go here for a week.
A lot of Germans coming here. There's a big willkommen.
Reason not to go.
Hear that? We're looking at Porto Santo, the 3 islands of the Saint Islands, discovered by Columbus on his way across the world. They bumped into these. Nobody ever knew they were there. Some more islands down that area. Sun's up. Oh, we can't see it with all the clouds. So this is Funchal Airport. Welcome to Madeira. Except we're saying goodbye to Madeira now. Okay, we're in Lisbon. We're heading to the city center area.
So do you know that near by the swimming pool they have also a cafeteria? It is a very nice garden. It was a palace. The hotel was a palace that belongs nowadays to the that also had a nice garden. It is situated on the top of the highest hill. You can imagine has a very nice view from the castle, and you can also call it Tejo, and you can do lovely walks in the center. I've told you that the main shops are closed. At the Bairro at the upper quarters, some even shops on the street shops, they will also be open because why tomorrow is a holiday in Portugal. It is the anniversary of the revolution of Portugal that was the end of the dictatorship at the beginning of the democracy in Portugal. It was on the 25th of April.
This one in 1800s that was built, not used anymore.
Before it was inhabitants of Lisbon and Setúbal, which is...
Okay, we are in a converted palace hotel called the Pestana Palace, and it may have some palatial rooms for us, we hope. They've divided it into the old and the new part. And just to get a view of, here's the old palace view. Teal colored looking walls here, and the new structure is behind some of the old, and a huge courtyard here with mosaic stones. I'll take a shot of the stones right in front of us. It's all over the grounds of this. Well, this is some of the waiting areas, reception areas, round couch kind of thing. And this is the old palace we're in right now, signing in very good floors. Very lovely. There's Volca giving the credit card, getting our room number. Quite a lovely room here as well. Beautiful ceilings. Looking to the south here now. Some of the gardens, roses, and various flowers. Very lovely. And there's a fly in the window.
The hotel, there's a brunch that starts at 12:30 until 4 p.m. From 12:30 until 4 p.m. in the beautiful restaurants, because we are Pestana guests, so they have a special price.
We are in the Gulbenkian Museum in Lisbon. Took the afternoon to come here and have lunch and enjoy some of the beauty of Gulbenkian's trillion-dollar art collection. I think that snake ornament was meant for. These are Lalique priceless jewels that Gulbenkian commissioned for the most part, that Lalique make. Lots of hair combs and jewelry from a master.
Here,
But not on the wall.
no.
Some kind of a flower.
This looks like yeah, this is an orchid.
This is a Rodin sculpture called Eternal Springtime. Men and his loves, women and her lover. Some amazing paintings in here. The way you spell Gulbenkian from Armenia. And they have English tours on Monday mornings. Show me some of his coin collection. That's the way he got started collecting as a kid, was coins. We're starting kids early in the world of art appreciation. There's a 1-year-old out for a walk with his mom. And there's welcome to this lobby area of the museum with these 3 ladies. So come on in and appreciate the art world.
The last one on the bus, we had to wait 5 extra minutes for Funchal.
So, does it belong to any of you?
I said we have to wait. You can't leave without Funchal, even though you were the last one on the bus.
Here is the plane that flew from here to Brazil, to Rio, to celebrate some event. They had to use 3 planes, so I don't know where they were changing planes, maybe in the Azores. And this is the Tower of Belém that we're going to see now. Belém is the Portuguese word for Bethlehem, and Bethlehem is the word that comes from the Hebrew Bet Lechem, which is place of bread. Now, it's a seaplane. Couldn't see that from the backside, and I don't know why it had the German cross on the side. Maybe it was a German-made plane. But there's a guy flying all the way to Brazil. Chuck and Ellen Fuller, we had dinner with them last night, breakfast this morning by accident, heading to the Belém Tower. Here's a gypsy beggar that's walking around bugging everybody. I guess I don't think these people are part of our group, but this is the Tower of Belém, sitting here in the harbor entrance to Lisboa, is the way the Portuguese pronounce Lisbon, or Lisboa. And here is the model of it. Get a better view of this. You can't get the whole thing, but it's in a amphitheater arrangement, so they probably have concerts down here. It used to be an island, and they filled in the island. As you can see, it's still like a moat around it. There's a lot of races on today, marathons and stuff, and there is a chestnuts roasting by the open fire capability. Behind me, I'm going to scan. There are 50 German tourists just got off, or Japanese tourists just got off a bus. Japanese, like the Americans, are everywhere, taking pictures. Riders, there's a lot of marathon bike races today too. Somewhere over the rainbow. And Tommy, if you notice, he's got a nice amplifier set up here too. The folk is always going to tip the performers. We're still in front of the Belém Memorial. wharf kind of a thing on the river. And 200 meters from here is the Henry the Navigator Memorial with all the famous navigators and explorers from the Portuguese history. Portugal was a great power in the world, really opened up the east to Europe, Far East, Japan, went all the way, found the Indian Ocean opening. And we're getting back on our bus here, back to that plane again. Here's a nice welcome sign to Lisboa, they pronounce it. Camara Municipal. We're right in front of the Navigator's Monument. We're going to visit here on the Tagus or Tajo River. T-A-G-O-J-O is Portuguese spelling. There is
so this was
a map of the world here. I'll scan it later.
This is Madeira, and then the island Porto Santo right there. As you see the Azores, when we make the cross of the Atlantic, very often also the Angola was the former Portuguese colony, Mozambique also on the other side, the Cape of the Good Hope. Then they also stopped in Madagascar. They were colonizing also. Every time they made a very big conquest or a discovery, there was a flag. Some orders, religious orders are there. They were together to help discover, so they also went to Christianize the world in those places. And they reached Japan later in 1492. The people of the big nose. That was the nose of the Portuguese. They're the best people from the West that they saw. And so, as well as we see them being different because of the eyes, they thought that our nose was very big. So now you can look around in town in Portugal and see if...
Okay, here is famous monument. I didn't know she was going to stop here, but all of the famous navigators, I think led by Prince Henry, who was on a boat once in his life as a young boy, got seasick, and never got back on a boat again, but was, as the King of Portugal, founded many, many famous events for sailors and ship's captains. There's Prince Henry with a ship on his hand, and this is the ship that he's holding, the prow of the ship, this monument. Very nicely done. And here's one of these love luck monuments, supposed to be a fence or chain, and they've spelled out love here in English, L-O-V-E, and everyone's putting their love, and they put a little heart on the luck in this case. Zoom in on one here. There's hearts on lucks with the names or the initials of the lovers. And there's a sailboat going out into the river, eventually out into the Atlantic Ocean if they want. And this is a beautifully protected harbor here, and someone spelled Folke's name wrong, but this is Folke's boat here in the harbor, still where the Henry the Navigator monument is. When we scan the whole horizon, now I'll be in the sun. There's that sailboat is boogieing out nicely. That's the one I saw just going through from the harbor. And this is the T-A-J-O, Tajo River. English is called Tagus. Good luck.
He was baking the whole night for you. He must be very tired, but he's going to give you something. So you probably have heard about the tartlets. I'm going to show you when we pass, and I gave you some free time. If you want, you can even go there on that direction. I don't need to tell you where it is, because for sure you are going to see religious orders from Portugal.
Except me.
And that's it. And the persons who were baking those cakes, they used to sell too good to eat only one. And the Portuguese, they had sugar from Madeira Island. And they had cinnamon that came, also cinnamon came from the north of Africa. When the Moors were, they introduced the Navigator, one kind of a pepper, and the cinnamon. And so they had both. They started cooking the sweets. They were never sweet enough. Pepper. Okay. They have one with sugar, another one with cinnamon. And you're going to see the people adding the sugar and the cinnamon. So when you open the little...
Okay, we just got the special pastis de Belém, which is a custard cake, secret recipe from Saint Jerome's. You can put it down now, Folke. And where are we? You can put it down.
We're in Lisbon.
No, what are we in front of? What is that famous?
Oh, this is some American chain.
No, it's Jerome's. What is it? St. Jerome's Church McDonald's specialty restaurant here.
No, it's not a church.
It's a monastery.
Monastery.
The monastery of St. Jerome with our pastis from St. Jerome.
It's to open, as you see. You see people queuing everywhere. They're on the left-hand side. They're queuing to pay, to buy the chocolates. Can you see here on the left-hand side? You see?
That's the shop that
This
are
is
made
the
in.
Pestana de Belém. These are the only ones that are called Pestana de Belém. The other ones we call from the Central Party in Portugal. It was even a long time ago from this party. But even if the government in Portugal is from the left, he won with great majority. First time it was just the first election. But if you look to the left, keep looking to the left. Not that I want to hide anything on the right, but just for you to see this street. It's very interesting to see. It's really picturesque. If you can walk up and down. It's very interesting because you are in a very narrow street and then all of a sudden it is like a labyrinth. Even people from Lisbon that want to go to a certain restaurant because it's full of restaurants.
Giant Celebrity cruise ship, Celebrity Equinox. Looks like 4,000 or 5,000 people on board that one. So, did you enjoy your rock tuck, Folke? Did you enjoy your gelato?
I didn't have any gelato.
You had some of my gelato.
I didn't like it.
We're standing on the top of a park area. Goes all the way down to the river Tajo or Tagos. And I was here in 1970 on an IBM trip back to the States and stayed in Black Horse Square not far from here and walked this when it was under construction. It's now finished. Not that far from the airport. The plane is landing, just flew over our heads. So it's actually the airport is surrounded by population, so it's a great location for people to get to town from the airport. The side park, people are walking up and down here, was dirt when I did this in 70 or 71. Now it's paved with these beautiful mosaic stones that the Portuguese are known for. Sidewalks everywhere in the country like this. Double-decker buses they have all over town. We're going to take a shuttle to town later from the hotel, this palace hotel we're staying in.
That you always see people sitting on the banks, walking. You see on the sidewalks the beautiful decorations with the lime and the bus. People coming out these shops full of bags with all those articles. You write a check and